Everybody, what's up? Happy Monday. I'm doing this a little bit earlier. Spirit guided me on something. I was doing my own brand of studying, and one of the things that came up that asked, are you loyal to ineffectiveness? What does that look like, moms? What does it look like when you are loyal to things that don't work for you? Question for the people in the front and in the back. Excuse me. Where are you loyal in your life to ineffectiveness? So you might ask me, what does it mean to look like I'm loyal to ineffectiveness, Charmaine? Excuse me. Excuse me. There you go. What does that look like when I'm loyal to ineffectiveness? So, you know the saying that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting different results, right? So when you're loyal to things that are ineffective, when you're loyal to things that are not really working in your life, what it looks like is you keep yelling at your kids to pick up their toys, yet they're still not picking up their toys. Being loyal to ineffectiveness looks like not knowing that you need to do your spending plan, or you might call yours a budget, but you're afraid of the numbers. So you don't do it, but yet you keep struggling. It was ineffective for you not to look at your money. Being loyal to ineffectiveness looks like working someplace or working on something. You could be working on building a social media strategy when you need to be going out and reaching out to customers hand by hand and doing touch bases with people. But you just keep making social media posts without reaching out to anybody. Those are ways that you're being loyal to ineffectiveness. Being loyal to ineffectiveness is doing a thing over and over again because it's now become a habit, yet it's not yielding you the results that you desire. Hell, what it's actually doing is stressing you smooth the F out. I have a saying that says overwhelm comes from saying yes to the wrong shit too often. It really does. When you're loyal to the ineffectiveness in your life, what ends up happening is that you continue to say yes to things that are not in alignment with where you say you want to be. So what happens is that creates an incongruency in your life. It creates this shift, this rift, this tear that's like, I want to be here, but I keep doing here stuff. I want to be here, but I keep doing stuff that's down here. And so you continue to feel torn. And that's where it comes from. Oh my God, I should have done this. And that's where the beating yourself up comes from. And that's where, all of these negative feelings that you may have about yourself. I'm dropping the ball. I'm effing it up. I can't seem to get it together. My family never listens to me. All those various feelings, that's where they come from. And because you are loyal to ineffectiveness, it continues to replay. No matter what planner you get, no matter what video you watch, it continues to replay. One of my coaches, Stacy, one of my favorite coaches to listen to, Stacy Walker, stated that sure, you could do a lot of these things that I talk about, that she talks about, that any other coach talks about. Sure, you could take the trudge of doing it on your own. You could. And you could get it done. But versus it taking you maybe 6 months, 90 days to create some massive, beautiful shifts, it takes you 5 years. Because when we do it ourselves, there's so much noise going on around. And so we start and we stop. And then we start and then we stop. And then we start and then we stop. And we keep having these starting and stopping moments because there's no accountability. There's nothing there to keep us focused on the main thing. There's nothing there to keep us, to help us stay in alignment with how we say we want to show up, to be those reminders, to be that accountability. And so what often happens is that we end up taking multiple shifts. Let me give you a great example of this. When I first started out in business, I would go to all the free workshops. I would go to all the free webinars. I would get on people's lists to see how their sequences with, like even me and my best business friend, we would get on people's sequences and we would try to break down these business sequences, right? Because, we got the book, we had studied their sequence, we had done all these other things. And inevitably, without fail, what would happen is at some point in the process, we would get overwhelmed. I would get overwhelmed, I know. And I know she would overwhelm too, but I would get overwhelmed because it didn't seem to be working. There are nuances to people's processes that you only learn through working with them. But there were nuances that I couldn't see, and so there were missing pieces to the process. But I continued to go to these free events. I had a Google, back then it was a Dropbox. I had a Dropbox graveyard filled with processes and beginning steps and the first three things, to make your first six figures. And they're giving me the first three. I don't, because I'm like, oh, I can do this on my own. I'm a smart cookie. I don't need to pay this coach, $5,000, $200 for this process or this program. I can take the free shit they give me and I can keep watching all the free shit, and then I can build from there. And while that possibly could have been true, what was happening is that it was taking me so much more energy, and it was taking me a longer time. Hey, whoever pops in, it was taking me a longer time to even reach some semblance of progress. And progress would come in spurts. Like I would get something here and then something there. There was no real consistency. And so what I had to realize is that in order to get all of the Skittles, all of the M&Ms, in order to get all the goody goodies, that I needed to pay for support. That didn't make me any less of a genius. That didn't make me a sucker. It actually reduced the amount of stress that I was feeling around building my business. It actually helped me to reduce the stress that I was feeling around my money, any of those different things. Paying for support actually reduced the stress, and I ended up in a better place than when I started. So when you look at how your life is going and you're looking at how things are going, have you gone further as far as you can go on your own? Like, for real, like, ask yourself this question for real. Where I'm at, this is how far I've gotten on my own. Now I keep spinning my wheels. Maybe I need to go off and get help. Maybe I need to get some support. Maybe I need to see, because when you're doing it by yourself in your head, you never know if you're on the right track. You never really know if it's working or not. You really don't have anybody to bounce off of to say, hey, can you take a look at this? You're just kind of in your headspace trying to solve problems, whether it's a problem in your business or whether it's a problem in your family or whether it's a problem in your finances. You end up being in this space where you're just in your head. And the only thing that's in your head is what you know. The perk of getting support is you're not just working off of your knowledge. You're working off this other individual's knowledge of a situation. You are working through your situation with help. So you're not having to think of all the pieces on your own. You're not having to show up and do all the things on your own. You have a support system. You have someone that can support you with that. And when you look at your life, asking yourself, where am I spinning my wheels at? Where's that area of my life that continues to have massive 3-alarm fires that I have to put out? Because as soon as I leave it, it goes to hell again. Like, where's that showing up for you? Asking yourself those questions is so important. Getting the support is so important. Are you loyal to ineffectiveness? Are you going to blow past this video and go, yeah, I know she's talking about me, but I don't want to book a strategy session because I don't know if I can afford her prices, and you don't even know what my prices are, but you don't know if you can afford the prices, so you are willing to forego support, health, and sanity because you are concerned about pricing. You're willing to forego support, health, and sanity because you think it's too much of a mess. I have had women tell me that they would come back when things got better. Things never really get better when you're trying to do it all on your own. Let me just lay that out for you now. If you are in a stressful, overwhelmed situation in your life and you try to dig out of it on your own while you're already overwhelmed, here's a bit of tough love for you. That shit does not work. What happens is that you get even more inundated and overwhelmed. What happens is that you retreat further into yourself and you beat yourself up even more. Waiting until a situation gets better before you begin to seek the support that you know you need is like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I want to invite you to a strategy session. I want to invite you to learn how I got out of overwhelm and the steps that I took, and perhaps see if there are some things that you can do on your own. Well, not on your own, my bad. But see the steps that with this video, this case study, is you're going to be able to see the beginning steps that I took, so you can see how that plays out in your own life and what those possibilities can look like. That video is going to be able to show you the possibilities of what it looks like to not be in overwhelm hell, how I got out of overwhelm hell, how I stay out of it, and how I help my clients do the same. It is a short 6-7 minute video. It's under 10 minutes long. It's shorter than this live stream I'm doing. And it will change how you begin to see your situation. After that video, I'm going to invite you to book a strategy session. I want you to book that strategy session. Here's why. You need it. You need it because you have so much going on in your head, so much to untangle, that you've already proven that you can't do it on your own. And that's no shade to you, because I know the women in my tribe are beautiful, brilliant, and badasses, right? So it's not that you can't think. It's not that, you couldn't figure it out. It's just that with everything that's going on in your head, you need somebody to cut away a clear path so that you can begin to create the relief that you are looking for. So at the bottom here, give me one moment. I guess my ability to type and think at the same time have gone. At the bottom, you'll see a link, workwithcharmaine.me. And that's where you will go to get that video instantly and watch how I got out of overwhelm hell and begin to see the possibilities of how you can as well. And then for you to move forward and book a free strategy session. The strategy session is free. It's going to be 45 minutes, and it's going to allow you to begin to clear some of that muck that you might have going on in your head space. So thank you all so much for joining. If you have any questions, comments, ahas, what you talking about, girl, I just want to book a session, whatever it is, let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. Otherwise, have a fabulous rest of your day. Remember to love yourself, love your family, and love your business. I'm about to get ready for my tonight training with my ladies in the Get It Done workshop. It's always a fabulous first day because it's deep. And I will see you all later. Bye.